I flew 4 of Europe's largest budget airlines, EasyJet, RyanAir, Vueling, and Wizz Air, to various destinations across Europe, and on each I had a very interesting experience. From 7-hour delays to dehydration, join me as I fly around the world while sharing my honest opinion about what goes on in the skies. Now let's go flying. I have 5 categories I'm going to be reviewing each of these airlines by. Number 1 is pre-boarding, so luggage, prices, boarding process. Number 2 is whether it's on time. Number 3 is the seat. Number 4 is in-flight service. And number 5 is the overall quality. I flew EasyJet from London Gatwick to Mykonos, Greece back in October. We got delayed 7 hours, but I got huge compensation, so our flight was supposed to leave around 6 a.m. in the morning. We didn't end up leaving until 1 p.m. However, I got a very big compensation from EasyJet itself, and the process to file for that compensation was so easy. I did that night as soon as I got to Greece. Luggage-wise, it was good. They don't really care what size personal item you bring on. I kind of just slipped past them and they didn't really care. I have my green tote. I'll put a picture of it here if I have one. It's not too big if it's not too small. There's no hidden fees, but you do have to pay if you want a certain seat, and boarding was good. If you want to choose your own seat, it was between 7 to 15 pounds per seat choice. It wasn't uncomfortable. The seat was fine. I actually think this is the best seat out of the 4 budget airlines. It was comfortable. The duration was 3 hours, and I think that you could go even longer, like maximum 5 hours in that seat, and you'd be just as fine. It honestly felt a little lower quality than like a mainline American airline. So American Airlines, United, Delta, just like a regular economy seat, just a little bit lower class than that. The in-flight service though was non-existent. They're really only there for your safety. But overall I give it a 4 out of 5. I would definitely fly EasyJet again. Alright, moving on to RyanAir. It was good. It was a lot more strict with the personal line when boarding, but they let mine through, the little green tote, but they are checking, and I did see them pull people aside and be like, no. Price is fine, but like EasyJet, you just have to pay for everything. On time, they're like a hustler, like Southwest. If you guys have seen the memes of Southwest being like taxing and taking off no matter what, that is RyanAir. In terms of the seat is awful. I would not fly RyanAir again purely because of the seat. It is literally just plastic. Like, it is plastic. It is the equivalent of a Frontier seat, but I think slightly lower than Frontier. I think Frontier is even, and not big, even above RyanAir. So I only flew on it for an hour from London Gatwick to Dublin, and I wouldn't fly it for any longer than that. In-flight service wise, they came around to offer some different beverages and foods for purchase, but they're only there for your safety. Overall quality, I give it a 2 out of 5, because at the end of the day, it just gets you from point A to point B, and that's all that matters, safely. Vueling, they were really strict about the personal item as well, but mine was fine, but they were making people put it in a little like stand. The trick is as long as you don't have to stop at the counter for like an e-visa check, passport check, checking any luggage in, they don't really care. Because they'll tell you there at the counter like, oh no, that's not gonna fly, and then that's when all people like get sent back and everything like that. But if you just have to go up to the counter like when you're boarding the plane, you're fine. It was kind of expensive for what it was. It was actually I flew from London Gatwick to Barcelona in January, and it was kind of pricey for what it was, but it was still cheaper than flying British Airways, and the boarding was fine. The seat, it wasn't that bad. This is probably the second best seat out of all the 4 budget airlines. However, I still wouldn't fly them for longer than like 3 hours. But the views were great in the plane. Like, the views were great. I was having a great time. The flight attendants were really nice. They were helping a lot of people in the aisle during boarding and everything like that. I think it's the best service amongst the 4, but still wouldn't fly it. 3 out of 5. So right now it's going EasyJet, Vueling, RyanAir. Wizz Air. This time I had a carry-on item as well, so I had my little green suitcase and my green tote bag. They were really strict about making sure that people who brought a carry-on with them had actually purchased a carry-on, and if you had purchased it, you got like a little, they checked your boarding pass and then you got like a little like tag. They would not like let you on, or like if your boarding pass didn't stay like priority, they wouldn't let you keep the carry-on. Like, they made you buy it, and it's like, it was expensive to buy it at the gate, whereas when I did it online, it was like $50, 50 pounds. But at the gate it was probably like 120 pounds, which is crazy. If you bought the carry-on, you automatically got priority, which means that you get to board the plane first, which is a nice little touch. The service wise, they came around asking like if you want to purchase food and whatever. But then they were literally just standing at the front gossiping the whole time. I'm like, you do you. I had no idea what they were saying because they were speaking Hungarian. But I flew from London Gatwick to Budapest in March. But I was just like, you know what? They were watching, making sure nothing's happening, but it was pretty good. So right now I think my rankings for Europe's top budget airlines would be EasyJet, then Vueling, then Wizz Air, then RyanAir. So I hope this gave you guys a little bit of insight into my opinion on flying 4 of Europe's largest and busiest airlines. If you guys want to see other plane reviews I have up on my channel, go ahead and join the playlist right here. You guys can watch all of those. I'll be filming more of these plane reviews as I keep traveling around the world. Thank you guys so much for all your support and all your love. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and happy flying. Bye.